My beloved child, stop scrolling. This is not another moment to ignore. Something sacred is happening right here, right now. Can you feel it? The silence breaking, the hidden trembling, the truth rising. What has been whispered behind closed doors is about to be shouted from the heavens. And you, yes, you, have been drawn into this revelation not by accident, but by divine design. There are secrets they tried to bury, but I am uncovering them. There are chains you were never meant to carry, but I am breaking them. This is not a warning to fear, but a call to rise, to awaken, to remember who you are and why you've been chosen for such a time as this. Stay, listen, let my voice cut through the lies, because by the end of this message, what you once doubted will become undeniable truth, and what held you back will no longer have power over you. You are not here by chance. You are here because it is time. My child, do you sense it? The truth trembles like a spirit too long confined, yearning for freedom. It desires to be spoken aloud, to gleam openly, to be recognized. Nothing can restrain it. Much like water surging behind a barrier, truth stirs, preparing to break each restriction. Once it escapes, it will sweep through with immense force, erasing every form of deceit, every lie that darkness has fostered. Since January, this truth has emerged, yet those entrusted with it have remained quiet. They could have warned you, could have shed light, but fear silenced them. They feared that if they spoke, reality would forever be transformed. They dreaded that once the truth was voiced, it could not be withdrawn. They trembled at truth's potency, the capacity to dismantle, rebuild, and stir revelations you might not yet be ready to confront. Therefore, they clutched it closely, like a leaden weight against their chests daily. The burden of secrecy did not diminish, it intensified instead. It enveloped them, disturbed their rest, made them view you through anxious eyes, laden with regret, reluctance, and apprehension. They knew this truth could overturn everything, yet they questioned whether you were prepared to face it. Can you detect the nuances, the subtle signals, their gazes, their avoidance? Those near confessions swiftly swallowed by silence all point to a shift unspoken. Do you feel that something has changed, though you cannot define it? Listen intently, observe. Truth will not remain locked forever. It may be stifled momentarily, but nobody can silence it indefinitely. A day will arrive when it cannot remain hidden, and in that hour, what was cloaked will not be simply disclosed. It will explode like a ruptured dam, sweeping away every barrier, every distortion, and each screen of secrecy. You need not fear, because whatever belongs to the light shall consistently return to it. Whatever is grounded in truth, however repeatedly it's denied, is ultimately confirmed. That cannot be altered. Those who harbor secrets will discover them too oppressive to bear. They will reach a juncture where silence no longer suffices. Speech will burst forth uncontrollably, like sparks from embers. But when that time comes, remember, you have been made ready. You will not be caught off guard. You will not be overwhelmed by unease or trepidation. I placed you in this very setting so you could stand strong amidst the upheaval. When the truth finally roars, you will stay resolute rather than falter. Rather, you will endure as one who foresaw every possibility, for I primed you, sheltered you, and guided you here. Not that you should waver, but that you might become more powerful than ever. Now, I will disclose to you what they strove to conceal, what even they themselves shy away from. You hold within you a shining spirit, a hallowed current they cannot fathom. You are unlike them, and that distinction unsettles or perhaps even terrifies them. A certain mark is upon you, something invisible yet too potent, stirring the souls of everyone close to you. They cannot rationalize this impression. Nonetheless, they sense there is something about you that leaves them disconcerted. They do not speak of it, nor admit it, yet deep within, they know the energy radiating from you. They see you, but they cannot regard you the way they once did. A truth surrounds you that they are unwilling to face or touch, for it compels them to acknowledge their own smallness. Once, they were gleeful and amiable. They stayed close, but abruptly, all changed. In hushed withdrawal, They sidestepped your gaze, acted uneasy in your presence, not because of anything you did, but because your nearness kindled something profound within them, something beyond their authority, something that generated unease. You embody a radiance they hesitate to confront, not due to excessive brightness, but because that glow reveals their soul's concealed corners, the doubts they've suppressed, the anxieties they've disregarded, the boundaries they've self-imposed. In encountering you, they realize they cannot maintain pretense. They cannot persist behind the masks once worn. Maybe they once marveled at you, perhaps they found peace in your company, but at some stage, they saw you were no ordinary person. There is something within you that minimizes them, and rather than embracing that truth, they withdrew, not from animosity, but out of a lack of courage to acknowledge that you stand in a realm they have never dared to approach. They have witnessed something in you, indisputable and raw. They remain silent, but their eyes lay everything bare. Possibly they understand now that you transcend the confines they set for themselves, that they have sensed freedom within you, a power they could not believe existed, and that awakening frightens them. They strive to steer clear of you, but they cannot elude the truth. You need not act. Your presence alone stirs their hearts. That is why they keep their distance. That is why their gaze toward you has changed. That is why they cannot meet your eyes without the jolt of inner transformation. You are not at fault. You have done no wrong. Do not allow their detachment to sow uncertainty within you. Do not let their altered demeanor push you to reshape who you are. Grasp that the luminescence you carry compels them to look upon what they are not ready to observe, and some are not prepared to handle it. The truth bears weight. If you carry truth, you no longer remain just a person, you become a mirror. It is not the brightness that troubles them, but their own reflection revealed by that radiance. So if people stray, if they shun you, if they slip away quietly, do not despair. Their struggle is their own. They must confront themselves, either to awaken or to retreat. Whatever they choose, you must continue forward, bearing the radiance within you. Do not lessen yourself because of their reluctance. Never dim your light simply because another soul is unprepared to perceive it. You were never meant to grant universal comfort. You have been entrusted with something far grander, something not everyone is equipped to accept. Along your journey, there will be those who show no fear of this illumination. In time, they will see that spark in themselves, realizing they share it. Then you will not walk alone. Then you will discover those truly aligned with your path. The individual holding the secret is drained from the effort of suppressing what they already recognize. They have tried to avert their eyes, to insist it was just delusion, that it could be cast aside like a murky remembrance. Yet they erred. Truth will not be smothered. It refuses concealment. No matter their exertion, no matter the distance they cover, truth remains omnipresent, encircling them throughout every waking instant, haunting them within every slumbering breath. They struggled to obliterate it. They strove to live as though they had not encountered it. They repeated to themselves that if they never utter it, if they act as if it never transpired, it will fade. But truth defies that premise. Once recognized, it cannot be negated. Once sensed, it cannot be renounced. Presently, it blazes like a flame in their heart, devouring each thought, reducing to rubble every rationalization they devise to pardon their silence. They stand torn. A part of them aims to hide this secret under layers of unspoken words, while the other part screams for liberation. They cannot secure peace, because whoever clutches something that belongs in the open effectively shackles themselves. Now the secret is tightening its hold, backing them toward the precipice. They believed they could dictate it, thinking that if they clung to it long enough, it would wane. Yet instead, it expanded, intensified. It is no longer something minor that can be tucked away in an obscure chamber of the soul. It has evolved into an outcry in the mind, a voice immune to muting. They glimpse you in their dreams. They detect your voice in the slightest intervals. Your eyes, your light, your very presence. Each element is an unending reminder, a living affirmation they cannot suppress. They encountered something within you that escapes explanation, transcending their understanding, yet it unsettles them at the core. That is what disturbs them, incites terror. They try distancing themselves, avoiding your direct gaze, limiting their proximity, because whenever you appear, the truth surges inside, demanding acknowledgement. But the more you materialize, the more inescapable it becomes. Now they find themselves ringed by it, with no avenue of retreat. They fail to erase it from memory or revert to their earlier selves, unable to behave as though they have not witnessed all they have seen. Perhaps they remain wordless, but they cannot smother the internal blaze. They might withdraw from you, yet they cannot outrun the reality. Fear incarcerates them. Their trembling is not provoked by shadows, but by the imminent glow of truth. They realize that if they confess, if they permit the truth to break free from their mouths, then everything once concealed will come rushing forth, like a shattered dam flooding each falsehood, each hollow facade cultivated over time. This, more than anything else, fills them with dread. They dread that once they articulate those words, nothing will revert to how it was. The moment they voice even one clause, the entire tapestry is inexorably altered. No more safe spaces, no more veils, no more illusions of ignorance. The truth would cease to be a mute burden pressing their hearts. It would become undeniable fact. They comprehend that the moment truth breaks its silence, all illusions crumble. The ramparts they raised for their security will collapse like ash in a gale. Every foundation they trusted, all that they clung to, will disintegrate. Once the light pierces, darkness lacks any refuge. Once truth resonates, deceptions cannot stand. But I, the Almighty, command its emergence. I will not permit ongoing hush to confine what must be brought into brightness. I refuse to let darkness bind the object of my decree. The season is ripe for the downfall of each lie, for the shredding of every curtain. No further postponements. The waiting is done. Truth stands at the gate, and that portal cannot stay locked. There is no evasion for anyone hoping to bypass it, no chance to retract, no more covert concealment. All that lurked in darkness shall be laid bare. Whatever was masked by falsehoods will now stand fully unveiled. The mysteries once buried in the depths will not remain concealed, for my command has been spoken, and none can defy it. Deceptions shall be banished. Any creation not anchored in truth will be wiped away. Empty declarations will fracture. The fortresses of falsehood built by humankind for their protection cannot endure when confronted by truth's gale. Because truth is not mere speech, it is force authority. And on its arrival, it will uproot all not aligned with it. My cherished one, remain vigilant. The upheaval ahead will shake everything, but do not be alarmed, as you have been readied for this instant. You are no mere spectator in this unfolding of revelation. You are woven into it, not merely observing, but placed so that you can stand unyielding, witnessing it without trembling. Let your heart remain unwavering. For when I sever the silence, when I unchain the tidal wave of truth, certain things may collapse. Individuals will attempt to withstand it. They will cry out in distress, clutching frantically at what used to be. But child, truth does not get defeated, and those bound to truth shall remain upright. My dear one, that threshold draws near, the instant when no one can continue concealing anything. They will be forced to speak, even if their voices shake, even as their hearts weigh heavily with what they must disclose. In that pivotal moment, resist the urge to avert your eyes. You cannot let apprehension keep you from looking truth straight on, because this surpasses them. It extends beyond the secrets they guarded. It concerns you. It defines who you truly are, the path you have been mandated to traverse, the destiny written for you long before your birth. Do you grasp this, my child? It is not accidental that so much was kept under wraps, that you remained in the dark. Hidden powers have gone to great lengths to conceal truth from you. Darkness has woven dense curtains, not because the truth is unimportant, but because it is so significant, so mighty, so perilous to those intent on halting your awakening to your genuine identity. A conflict has been raging, not solely in the physical dimension, but also the spiritual. This war is like no other you have encountered. Light versus shadow, honesty versus deceit, the destiny I laid within you versus the contrivances fashioned to obliterate it. You, my beloved, occupy the epicenter of this cosmic struggle. Have you not sensed it previously? Were there not occasions when you could not comprehend why certain doors slammed shut, why your aspirations were impeded, why you felt pulled backward when your spirit longed to surge ahead? That was not chance, but the aftermath of an invisible war you could not perceive with ordinary sight. Darkness fought to keep you from waking, to keep the grand design hidden. Yet no blockade endures indefinitely. The truth is erupting now, unstoppable. The secrets once interred will come forth bit by bit. As my light radiates, you will notice everything clearly. You will discern what you once faintly sensed. You will recognize why ordeals beset you, why you traversed the darkness to discover light, why I accompanied you through every isolated moment. You cannot flee, you cannot hide, for this story is not only about the past, but about the destiny that lies ahead. What is approaching is designed not to harm you, but to liberate you. When the veils are torn, you will realize you are no longer captive to illusions conjured by the enemy. You will stand in my brilliance, fortified, aware of who you are. You will see precisely where you fit, and you will know the mission placed upon you from the start. Though you may feel overwhelmed, though you might contemplate retreat, truth can be burdensome. Remember, I have instilled in you a spirit resilient and fearless. I fashioned you for this purpose. Your lineage is that of victors, and you do not stand alone. I am here. The forces bent on enclosing you in darkness tremble now as you walk into illumination. They realize that once you fully see, you can no longer be swayed. Once you acknowledge your own power, no chains can hold you. That is why the heavenly battle has raged. That is why your trials appeared insurmountable. Darkness foresaw that once you recognized your identity and walked in reality, its clutches upon you would vanish, never to return. But the delay is finished, and no more secrets remain. No further deceptions, no further yokes to contain you. Your cell's doors have been smashed. My light has banished the shadows. You are free. Prepare yourself. Open your soul. Do not tremble at what looms ahead, for this is not your conclusion, but the threshold of a wondrous path I designated for you. You are no mere onlooker of this unveiling. You are its living part. You will live it, step into it, and be reformed by it beyond your imagination. Did you ever wonder why you differ from others? Why you often sense belonging to a realm unbound by everyday constraints? You felt it, but lacked words. Now the explanation stands clear. You are indeed set apart. You were not created to vanish into crowds or tread unremarkable roads. You were summoned before your arrival. A divine imprint rests upon you, an invisible sign the adversary recognized before you did. That explains why, even amid companionship, you felt alone, an outlier, repeatedly misread even by those assumed to know you intimately, not because you were flawed, but because you never conformed to the ordinary mold. Within you shines something unfathomable to the world. You carry a luminescence darkness cannot abide. Accordingly, adversity has hounded you since childhood. Possibly you faced trials untouched by others, bearing invisible wounds that nobody around you grasped. Some nights you likely prayed for respite, wondering what you had done to warrant such tribulations. Precious one, it was never that you did wrong. It was that you harbored greatness so substantial that malevolent forces aimed to extinguish your light before it blazed at full strength. Realize this. Each encounter with hardship was not accidental. The taunts, scars, mysterious setbacks, they were contrived to derail your identity. The enemy recognized your promise long before you were able to see it yourself. They knew that if you learned the truth about yourself, you would be unconquerable. This is why every attempt was made to corrode your self-belief, why tribulations that seemed unendurable bombarded you. Yet look back. Despite everything that should have undone you, You remain here. You endure. You move on. You are distinct, marked for a lofty function no one else can fulfill. You are not just another drifting soul in the flow of life. You are an integral note in the Creator's grand symphony. You are neither an afterthought nor a fleeting breeze. You are a soldier tempered by the flames of adversity. Every scar proves your readiness, not your failures. You have walked through infernos, and those very burns have molded you into someone mightier, more insightful, worthy of the destiny lying beyond. And now, awareness of who you are is not confined to the adversary. Others, too, are starting to see. The metamorphosis within you can no longer be concealed. The luminescence in you grows stronger. People around you, though silent, perceive it. Some admire you, others doubt you, a few even envy. Not all will grasp it. Acceptance is not universal, yet you need not be troubled by that. Seek no human endorsement, for your summons did not come from them. Understand this. Stepping onto your destined path will provoke more resistance. Certain individuals will try to deter you, not because you're mistaken, but because your free progress exposes their own empty illusions. Some may try to dissuade you, not due to any shortcoming on your part, but out of fear that your liberation will highlight their imprisoning illusion. You must stand firm. Nobody can extinguish the radiance God embedded within. None can rewrite the fate He set in motion for you. They may rise in opposition, but they cannot triumph against the one who summons you. My dear one, rise now. Cast away every doubt and abandon all fear. Release every weight hampering you. Excuses have run their course. Indecision must cease. You have been singled out, shaped, and readied. It is time to act. The season of hiding has ended. The hour of revelation is here. As you advance, heaven and hell alike will bear witness to your awakening, your ascension to fulfill God's designed role. Refusing to cower before the dark, unmoved by the adversary's falsehoods, fully conscious of your authentic essence. They tremble at you because your inner fire eludes their understanding, their framework. You baffle them because your presence surpasses the scope of their beliefs. You are unmatched, and that uniqueness unsettles them. You cannot fault them, for you at times wrestled to decode your own identity. At points, you questioned why you could not fade into ordinariness, why that insistent calling echoed from deep within your soul. Today, I inform you, every hardship, each misconception, every clash you have encountered, all served a purpose. You were never destined to be commonplace. I have claimed you for something higher. You did not simply appear here. I named you beforehand. My protective hand surrounded you at times you never suspected. Recall those stormy days when you thought you would crumble? Those lonely nights when you felt unseen, misunderstood? They were not senseless intervals. They trained you, tested you, molded you to be the individual you were designed to be. Now the time has arrived. Let no fear sway your resolve. Fear is foreign to me. It is a trick sown by the enemy to undermine you. But my dear, you are prepared. All you have borne leads you precisely to this point. Your torments were not wasted. The occasions you faltered, the periods you doubted whether any hope remained for you, all of it formed part of my blueprint. Avoid letting skepticism obscure your vision or the utterances of others derail your path. Stepping into your calling, you will encounter those who stand idly, casting aspersions, those who seek to diminish your self-assurance. However, they do not define you. They have no authority over your identity. These people are not the ones who designated your role. They are not the ones who set you apart for greatness. Those who fail to see will attempt to trivialize you out of intimidation for that which they cannot shape or interpret. You must remain steadfast. No force can rob you of what has always been written for you. They may oppose you, but they cannot stand up to the one who summoned you. Child, it is your moment to stand. Cast aside all timidity, release your constraints, and let go of all that hindered you. The day for murky hiding places is ended. The unveiling has commenced. As you progress, both celestial and infernal realms will sense that a soul has awakened, arisen to assume the seat the Creator established, refusing to cower in darkness or be swayed by hollow lies, fully aware of who they are. They tremble at that knowledge, for it surpasses human explanation. You baffle them, for you exceed any category they know. You are not simply an average person. That distinction unnerves them. You cannot blame them. You occasionally struggle to understand yourself, questioning why you could not merge with the masses, why there was a persistent pull, a call echoing from the depths of your being. Now I clarify. All you endured, every challenge, every misreading, every conflict, served a distinct mission. You were never intended to live an unremarkable existence. I have reserved you for a higher cause. Your birth was no accident. I whispered your name beforehand, enveloping you in unseen shelter, even when you were entirely unaware. Think of those times you believed you would not endure. Ponder those times you felt singular, dismissed, as if invisible. They were not empty hours. They were forging moments, trials to mold you into your predestined self. You have been ordained for this precise juncture. Allow no apprehension to shake your composure. Fear is not of me. It is a manufactured snare deployed by darkness to force you to recede, to trick you into thinking your strength or worthiness is lacking. But my child, you are ready. Each experience, each heartache readied you for this phase. None of it was purposeless. Each stumble, every question, each instance you pondered if hope existed, they were all steps I orchestrated for your journey. Do not let hesitation cloud your perspective, or let the gossip of others direct you astray. As you walk toward your purpose, a few will watch from the sidelines and reproach. Some will test your convictions, but you must never allow them to define who you are. They are not your callers. They are not the ones anointing you for this assignment. People who do not comprehend will try to undervalue you, as they dread what is beyond their control. You cannot freeze just because they lack understanding. The truth is apparent now. You recognize your identity. And once that realization takes hold, there is no going back. The time is here. No more wavering, no more justifications. You have waited, persevered, and remained steadfast. Now you must take your station. You may be afraid or doubt your fortitude, but know this: genuine strength does not arise from emotions. It is birthed in the firm reality of my gifting within you. You do not need to feel prepared. You solely need to believe that I prepared you. Gaze behind you at your own track record. Recall the times you thought yourself lost but remained standing. Reflect on when you believed the doors were permanently barred, yet I opened possibilities you never even envisioned. I have forever been present, and I continue here now. I never beckon someone without also granting them the tools to succeed in what is asked. Hence, realize you are not alone. This instant calls for your emergence, for you to move with confidence and without hesitation, not because you understand every secret or foresee each shift, but because you trust me. With my call upon you, no rival can stand. Where I fling a door wide, none can bar it. Your time for waiting has ended. Let what once curtailed you transform into a lesson, not a barrier. Convert previous hurts into emblems of might, not anchors of regret. Realize how far you have come already, and know even more victories await. The enemy tried to annihilate you, but he could not. He cannot quench the flame I placed in you. Now, you mustn't remain hidden or delay further. Rise up, my child. Advance with all the vigor, faith, and burning passion I ignited in you. This moment is not an accident, but the culmination of your readiness. As you forge ahead, doors will open, destiny will align, and you will realize you never battled in solitude. Do you sense it? The atmosphere is shifting. What lay concealed is coming into view. What once lurked in shadow is stepping into brightness. And you play a role in this phenomenon, witnessing, embodying truth, dismantling the chains that constrained for far too long. The events about to unfold will shake long-standing foundations, archaic structures, and institutions presumed permanent. All will be tested. Those strong illusions of safety may crumble. Your once dependable sources might fail. Yet do not panic or let the surrounding tumult rob your inner calm. All these disturbances must occur as evidence of a more profound unveiling, a rebirth, a revitalization. The adversary quakes in fear, sensing the unstoppable wave. He senses that his grip is weakening, the walls that hid reality are falling, the lies sown in your mind, the anxieties planted in your heart, the chains once locked around you, all are breaking. He no longer wields the same influence, and he is alarmed. He sees you transforming, no longer deceived by the shadows that once claimed you. He is aware that you are perceiving truths he never intended for you to discover, that you are awakening to the destiny meant for you, that you reject lies, reject intimidation, and reject the past shackles. It frightens him more than anything else. My child, do not yield or allow storms to divert you. You must stay fixed on the truth. Despite the chaos swirling around you, remain steady. Do not let confusion sway you. Though future events might unsettle you, remember this. What is rooted in me endures without destruction. What belongs to me remains unshaken, and you are mine. The adversary comprehends that you are not who you were before, that you will not be so simply ensnared. You ascend to a fresh phase, a deeper awareness, heightened clarity, a discernment born from me. This realization terrifies him, because once you stand on unadulterated truth, he cannot dominate you. You spent too long in the gloom of deceit. He tried convincing you that you lacked worth, strength, and merit, that you could not be who I designed you to be. He attempted to divert you from your course, but now everything is different. You are no longer confined, no longer the old you, no longer beaten down. You are a conqueror, summoned from the shadows into the light. As you walk in this power, you will watch reality shift. Barricaded gateways unlock, roads once deemed unattainable become clear, impossibilities become within reach. For when you embrace truth, you no longer roam by yourself. You march in might in my direction, within my safeguarding. Brace yourself for wonders you have never witnessed or heard, for revelations beyond your dreams. What draws near will overturn all you assumed immovable. The earth you recognized will flip upside down, yet fear not, for I have shaped you precisely for this scenario. You are called to stand solid, not to be overwhelmed or get lost, but to guide others, not to fear, but to carry boldness. The enemy realizes time is slipping away, so he strives to confine you in doubt or unease. Remember, he only retains authority when you believe his deceptions. Once you dwell in truth, his hold vanishes. Turn not your head to see where you came from. Do not let him persuade you of your own impotence. Do not permit him to sow anxiety about tomorrow. You do not walk unprotected. You are chosen for triumph. Ready yourself. Open your soul. Hold firm. What approaches will exceed your greatest imagination, yet you need not fear, for I remain alongside you, ever present and enduring, guiding you through each ordeal and transition. Listen earnestly, my precious one, and keep your inner being resolute. In the forthcoming days, fresh sights will appear. Unheard words will emerge. That which was long cloaked will be thrust into view, not by compulsion, nor through your own search, but because the hour has arrived. Whenever light shines, darkness cannot disguise. When truth nears, falsehood runs out of hiding places. In the unforeseen moment, even from the tongues of those trembling before the truth, you will obtain those long-awaited answers. They struggled to cover it, maintaining silence, convinced that if they did not speak, if they kept it locked away, everything would remain the same. But beloved, when I decide to unveil something, no one can perpetually hide it. Truth cannot be shoved aside. When that slip occurs, when they unintentionally utter what they vowed to never share, you will sense something profound in your spirit. You will not doubt or question if your intuition was valid, because in that instant, certainty prevails. You will realize my constant companionship, my persistent guidance, my meticulous preparation for this turning point. Possibly the revelation will sadden you. Possibly it will sting, perhaps even shock. Sometimes truth emerges cloaked in forms we did not anticipate, lacking instant cheer, instead exposing uncomfortable realities we hoped to avoid. Nonetheless, Remember that all I permit fosters your freedom. You cannot exist entrapped by illusions, whether inflicted by others or forged by your own unwitting acceptance. Rejoice, my cherished one. Do not view this unveiling with dread, nor let it cause you to shrink. Even in those times when you feel deeply wounded, I am working in you. Even when everything feels like it is unraveling, I am constructing a firmer base, truer, resilient, and unassailable. Perhaps you will revisit the past, wondering why they withheld things for so long, why they never spoke sooner, why you had to endure these trials. But each happening adheres to its season. Had you uncovered the truth prematurely, you may have lacked the fortitude to handle it. Had you learned it earlier, you might have reacted in a way that diverted you from the route I marked for you. But now you are ready. Now you can receive the truth without letting it break you. Now you can stand firm, unmoved by what came before. This is no finale, it is a commencement. No more guessing, no more indefinite waiting. You will stride with certainty, with sight unclouded, grasping your path. Above all, you will walk in gratitude, fully persuaded that I never deserted you, that I forever safeguarded you, that I led you every step. Can you detect a slight sense of consolation welling within, even amid incomplete comprehension? That is the liberation I bring, a freedom immune to people's assumptions, one no longer bound by lies that used to incarcerate you, a freedom rooted in discovering your identity, in discovering who I am, and in knowing that nothing can inhibit the purpose I established. Thus, when the day comes that secrets slip through their lips, when statements intended to remain hidden land in your ears, receive them in serenity. Resist rash impulses. Do not let your emotions obscure your perception. Receive truth as a gift, even if its entrance is not as pristine as you once hoped. Within it lies release. Within it radiates illumination. Within it lingers my guiding hand toward greater horizons, more splendid, more awe-inspiring, beyond what you once deemed yourself worthy of. Yet I have always known your true value. You need not question your intuition any further. What you sensed was never your imagination. Your inner knowing was never hollow. I have consistently whispered to you, persistently stirring your soul, and now you will receive the irrefutable verification you sought. A certainty nobody can deny, dispute, or conceal any longer. Celebrate, dear one, for your emancipation has arrived, for you are stepping into reality, for you draw ever closer to the calling I have long prepared. Once you move into it, nothing can yank you backward. The enemy always wanted to keep you blind to the revelation beckoning you. He sought to confound your brilliance, ensnare you in illusions to prevent you from recognizing your rightful place. He toiled to bury you in tumult, making you feel disoriented, torn between truth and falsehood, between authenticity and mirage. He planted doubts, stifling your trust in the prompting of your heart. He manipulated people who acted supportive yet strove to chain you in dependence, ensuring you never slipped from his grasp. However, I intervened. I no longer let him rule your future. I crushed the unseen fetters binding you. I arose to declare that no lie would twist you again. No force would darken your sight, for you belong to the truth and shall never again be trapped in darkness. My beloved, can you sense the burden lifting from your soul? Notice how old fears recede, how illusions once cloaking your mind are torn away. You walk the path of truth now, and once you see, you cannot pretend blindness. The enemy trembles, recognizing his failure. He dedicated endless effort to your captivity, but you have awakened. The glow inside you has ignited, and he cannot endure it. He understands that you will never revert to ignorance. His subtle manipulations, empty threats, and attempts to degrade your worth will no longer succeed. Previously, he convinced you were insufficient, unworthy of love, lacking capability. All these were fabrications aimed at halting your progress. Yet, you are more resilient than you believed. He yearned for you to think you were deserted, that you had no one backing you. But I have always stood here, unwavering. He strove to undermine your confidence, to erase any recollection of your true identity, to keep you from the path I envisioned for you. But no more illusions remain. You have discovered your potential. You are claiming your rightful place, and no chain can entangle you again. You formerly felt unfit. You once feared you would never find your route, but each of those was a lie. Everything the enemy spoke was devised to keep you immobile. You are a valiant soul, sent for a purpose beyond measure. Nothing can eclipse that. Survey your own history, the crucible of adversity. Recall the times you believed yourself near breaking, yet kept going. Recognize the moments when the world seemed to crumble, and yet you stayed intact. These were not mere coincidences or strokes of luck. They were demonstrations of my constant protection, proof of the tenacity I implanted within you before your birth. The enemy prefers you to believe you are fragile, but indeed you are far mightier than you realize. He wants you alone, but I have always kept watch. He tries to proclaim you powerless, but the truth is that you bear authority surpassing your own comprehension. At present, you step into that realization. You step into the truth. You step into the liberation ordained for you. What course of action will you choose? Will you allow this revelation to transform you, or will you turn away? Will you persist in clarity, or will you consent to the enemy luring you back into old deceptions? Realize he will not abandon the fight lightly. Familiar faces may reemerge, urging you to backtrack. Memories might stir your hesitations. He will do everything in his power to drag you back into the darkness, but do not waver. Once you have crossed into the light, you cannot pretend that you do not know. So be strong, stand firm, show no fear when changes escalate around you. Do not panic when environments once comforting fall apart, when individuals once near you demonstrate insincerity. This entire dismantling is mandatory. It is the essence of true freedom. Do not lament what I am removing from your life. I only remove what does not align with you. Do not lament over what is lost. I am clearing a path for something far superior. You are no longer victimized, no longer trapped, no longer ensnared by delusion. You are free now, a carrier of light, walking in the power I granted you. Remember, the luminescence you cradle is not solely for your benefit, but also for others lost in gloom, those questing for truth yet too blind to see. As you journey in truth, you not only heal yourself, you illuminate the way for wanderers seeking refuge. Your life becomes living proof that truth can emancipate, that light can sever the bonds of darkness, and that no one must remain in captivity if they do not wish to. Your essence is not just outward display. It is the sum of your soul's journey. Each wound, each sorrow, each triumph inscribed on you, forging the being you are becoming. It cannot be dismissed or overwritten. It is an everlasting truth, a mark none can erase. Even if you seek to blend into a crowd or disregard your calling, your essence will shine, burn bright, and set you apart. You differ not because you strive for uniqueness, but because a far greater power has marked you long before you perceived it. Something monumental lies within, something that even casual onlookers perceive, though they remain unable to interpret it. They sense an indefinable aura that unsettles them. Some are drawn with admiration, while others recoil in trepidation. Yet none of that should distress you. You need not diminish yourself to appease anyone, nor stifle your light to avoid friction. You were not formed for mediocrity, nor called simply to observe. You were destined to embody the fullness of the purpose I instilled within you, and that necessitates a life distinct from others, where trivial pursuits cannot preoccupy your attention. You cannot fritter precious time on matters irrelevant to your mission. Remain conscious that every action, every utterance, every decision carries importance, for you are entrusted with something vast, something that demands you not permit anything to deter you. Some days you might feel solitary. You might suspect no one truly grasps your position. But my child, those specially assigned seldom fit seamlessly with the masses. The chosen are seldom applauded by society. Yet you do not need mortal validation. The one who formed you has already placed his seal upon you, and that is sufficient. Be assured that walking in your calling will open astonishing doors. You will find yourself in scenarios you never considered possible, not because you forced them, but because they have always rightfully belonged to you. As you align with your destiny, you will behold my orchestration, every detail arranged for this instance, recognizing even your most profound sorrows were not in vain. Each struggle, each void, each conflict shaped you into the man or woman you were always destined to be. Do not forget that no demonic plot can halt you. Yes, he can stoke your uncertainties, send naysayers to discourage you, sow dread that makes you pause. But he cannot withdraw what I have installed in you. He cannot douse the flame I ignited. He cannot thwart you from claiming your destiny unless you choose to relinquish it. But you will not. You will not recede because you are aware you do not fight this alone. You understand I walk ahead of you, forging the route. You believe you have been fortified for this hour, and you will not allow anything to dissuade you. Stand unshaken. Advance in vigor. Let your purpose be the beacon for every choice. Allow the light within to radiate without timidity, without reservation. You do not exist merely for yourself. You exist for something infinitely grander, recognized by heavenly and hellish realms alike. Consequently, you cannot falter or withdraw. Nonetheless, you have experienced doubt, allowing fear's faint whispers into your mind, making you wonder if you were truly worthy. Time and again, you confronted the mirror, plagued by uncertainty over whether you were truly seen, whether the deep inner stirrings were illusions. You speculated that maybe you only conjured an elevated destiny, or that every aspiration was merely a lovely but remote fantasy. Today, your confusion ends. Here stands your assurance, unwavering and steadfast. You were chosen, not by random events or mere fortune, but because you indeed form part of a colossal arrangement that began ages before you entered existence. You have been distinguished, not because you surpass everyone else, but because there is something within you that this world needs. The divine orchestrates flawlessly, never erring. If he brought you here, infused breath in your body, ignited an insatiable longing in your spirit, it means you are intentional, not incidental. Your destiny is no accident. On the contrary, it was engraved from the dawn of time, and each ordeal has guided you to this juncture. Now is not the season for caution. Now is not the moment to doubt whether you can measure up. It is no time to fixate on your frailties and discount the presence of the one who finishes what he initiates. You need not grasp every answer. You need not clutch every resource. You merely require the bravery to walk in truth that you are not negligible, not forsaken, not trivial to your maker. You are integral to a bigger plan, an irreplaceable puzzle piece in the grand tapestry he is weaving. Nobody else can occupy your place, nor fulfill the calling that has been given to you alone. Hence, you must not linger. You cannot allow fear to inhibit you. You cannot let niggling voices derail your path. Glance back. Realize how many barriers you have already surpassed. You have risen from your collapses, coped with wounds no one else fully understands. Then why remain uncertain? Why continue to question if you deserve a greater purpose? Were it not so, why endure so many tests? Were you not set apart? Why would the adversary so relentlessly oppose you? Reflect. You need not achieve perfection. You need only be you. And that is sufficient. Show valor, dearest child. Lift your head high. Stride forth confidently as someone who believes they partake in something immeasurably larger. Because that is the reality. There is no more time to bow to falsehood. No more time to elude your life's calling. You have been meticulously prepared for this hour, irrespective of whether you feel equipped. Whether or not your emotions align, the designated moment is at hand. Step out of comfort. Seize your destiny. Always remember, you do not proceed alone, though you cannot see every detail or every outcome. Regardless of whether you perceive complete readiness, whether doubts linger about your strength, the moment has arrived. Step beyond comfort. Embrace the purpose for which I created you. Recall that you do not stand unaccompanied. Even when no distinct path emerges, when every detail remains uncertain, trust that I who guided you here will reveal the route. Fear not stumbling or mistakes. Missteps aren't final. they're simply lessons along the voyage. Let not the possibility of error deprive you of the magnificence awaiting you. You may encounter sealed entries or hostility from unsuspected corners. Days may come when isolation echoes, when you reassess whether the direction is correct. Yet, my beloved, keep in mind that no glorious pursuit is absent of trials. Nobody attains transformation free of hardships. Each chosen individual endures adversity. You are no outlier. There is, however, one certainty: you will not fail, because I have placed you here and will never bring you to a place where I cannot protect you. I will never guide you where my hand cannot defend you. I do not call a person without equipping them thoroughly. Trust you have every resource within. Look upon your past and see how you have conquered. Understand how you remained standing through adversity that threatened to break you. That was no coincidence. It was not random. It was evidence of my involvement and a testament to your innate, preordained resilience. The adversary yearns for you to see only feebleness, but you are far mightier than you have ever assumed. He wants you alone, but I have always kept watch. He tries to proclaim you powerless, but in reality, you possess an authority you have scarcely begun to grasp. Stand unwavering, my loved one. Progress confidently, not because you foresee each result or carry all solutions, but because you trust that I am with you, forging the path, ensuring you triumph. No delay can persist. No more procrastination or hiding. No room for excuses. Everything is shifting. The cosmos aligns. The heavenly realm stirs, orchestrating your step into destiny. The present is now, not tomorrow, not next year, not once you feel entirely qualified. Seize the moment. You cannot bide time for perfection or readiness, because you will perpetually await something that never fully arrives. In truth, you are already equipped, far more than you sense. The chain that was stolen from you must be reclaimed. You cannot linger at the threshold. Take back what was snatched. The dreams you once shelved are still yours to retrieve. The promises delayed are yours to seize. Do not let external fears keep you bound. Do not let human limits define your being. They cannot comprehend the magnitude of your calling, for they haven't walked your path. They do not know the hardships that shaped you. Do not realize the cost you have paid to stand where you are. I see it all. I witnessed every tear, every heartbreak. I know it all intimately. This is why I have placed you here at this precise instant, not for you to remain on the sidelines, but to advance without hesitation. The power resting upon you is not incidental. You did not receive it to pursue an average life. You were not situated in this generation to drift passively. You were chosen not just to observe, but to actively participate. The anointing enveloping you cannot be trivialized or revoked. It is inseparable from you, the seal of your Maker, confirming your setting apart. The mission carved into your heart belongs to no one else. It is yours, has always been yours. None can take your seat, none can realize your calling. This world yearns for you. They need you to step forward, to claim your identity fully, to live wholeheartedly in your mission. Some souls are poised for your guiding example, even if they cannot articulate that need. There are individuals whose liberation hinges on seeing your courage. You cannot fail them. You cannot betray yourself either. Will you retreat or forge ahead? Will you pretend ignorance of the voice you have long heard? Or will you boldly move into what was everlastingly your birthright? Let courage define you. Let brilliance lead you. Embrace the route you were always fated to follow. Once you align with truth, nothing can impede you. No entity can unsettle you. No one can seize what was decreed for you at the beginning. The path ahead is not gentle, free of thorns or obstacles, but a road demanding resolve, conviction, perseverance. Yet, dear soul, be not dismayed. Each pace is not yours alone. You carry a force beyond all measure. You do not walk by yourself, not ever. Each endeavor is supported by a might you cannot quite fathom. You were never an aimless traveler. You are intimately integrated into the tapestry of existence. Each breath a testament that your presence matters. The universe itself reverberates to your essence. Each beam of light, every gust of wind, every coursing waterway echoes the unstoppable flow of divine intention, and you are entwined in that flow. You did not originate by happenstance or drift astray among crowds of unknown faces. You were designated, summoned, and endowed with a higher calling. Therefore, hardships become inevitable. No path to victory is devoid of trials. No robust soul emerges without facing adversity. There will be days in which doubt overshadows your heart, days you question your stamina. You will face moments so draining that you feel exhausted. Times when illusions do not align with reality. Times you wonder if you have taken a detour. My beloved, do not let these thoughts paralyze you. Your path isn't shaped by visible circumstances alone. It's sculpted by a far more profound power. The plan of the one who summoned you. A design your understanding may grasp only in hindsight. The open doors you have yet to notice, awaiting your arrival. Remember, hardships do not exist to annihilate you, but to refine you, not to destroy your spirit, but to strengthen it, forging resilience for the magnitude you are meant to embrace. So when you encounter trials, resist the urge to assume the road is misguided. If this venture had no significance, it would not demand so much of you. If your destiny had no weight, the darkness would not wage such a fierce campaign to hold you down. The fact that you face adversities is proof that you follow the correct route. Let these conflicts feed your momentum, not anchor your feet in quicksand. Do not fear or fret over unforeseen hurdles. Do not let the enigma of tomorrow snatch today's steadfastness. Do not forget how far you have journeyed. You stand not only for yourself, but also for countless others who have lost their own path, who yearn for hope they cannot articulate. Through your perseverance and example, they will discover that the same potential lies within them, that captivity to illusions can be broken, that fear can be replaced with courage. Everything that once aimed to shatter you has failed. Each scar, each bruise, each memory is now a token of your tenacity. You have been battered by storms that once seemed certain to sweep you away, yet you rose each time. If you overcame all of that, there is no reason to doubt your capacity to surmount the challenges that lie ahead. Keep in mind, your future is not something that can be stolen. No one can snatch away what the divine long ago etched into your very being. No person can smother the radiance within. Even if you fail to see it fully, it never ceases its work in you, molding you, propelling you onward every passing day. Persist in your forward motion. Remain anchored in faith. Cling to your fortitude, for the most extraordinary chapters remain unwritten. You do not approach your destiny merely. You unfold into the person you were designed to be. Yes, this route is burdensome, filled with hazards, but it is the only road truly worth embarking upon. You have readied yourself for this. You have been meticulously equipped, though you are unaware of just how extensively. Even if you cannot view the grand tapestry, each step nudges you closer to your rightful place, where your brilliance will radiate more intensely than ever. Recall, you are not just a lone wanderer drifting through existence. You are born of warriors, of mighty souls who paved the way, unwavering in their quest to uphold light even when the world opposed them. The blood coursing through you is more than merely your own. It is an inheritance from those who never bowed to darkness, those who warred for truth, who remained steadfast against a hostile universe. Your soul is not naive, but ancient, having grown, learned, and recognized the potency of both luminosity and gloom. That is why your spirit does not surrender easily. That is why, regardless of the sorrow, no matter how insurmountable the conflict seems, you still stand. You still press onward. Wounds do not weaken you. They reinforce you. Loss does not impoverish you. It enriches you, granting insight and compassion for a world that likewise bears unseen scars. Remember, you are not merely surviving. You were not created to drift through life without leaving your impression. A dormant energy lies within, a force with the potential to alter any space you inhabit. You bring illumination to the darkest corners. You renew the spirits of the weary. You are not solely a follower on a predetermined quest. You blaze new trails. You are a messenger of light, a living demonstration for the wanderers who have lost themselves. From this moment onward, your every choice will transcend mere decisions. Each contemplation, each act, each word will shape the path you navigate. No longer can you live absent-mindedly, letting circumstances steer you. You must consciously craft your life, aware that every selected direction feeds into the grand masterpiece that is your story. Never let fear hold the paintbrush, coloring a destiny you do not prefer, nor allow doubt to build walls imprisoning you within your own creation. Should you let fear plan your existence, you will remain confined to smallness, a seemingly safe world, but ultimately unsatisfying. Fear whispers that you are inadequate, not intelligent enough, not resilient enough. It tries to convince you of your incapacity, unworthiness, impending failure. Remember, fear is deceptive. It wields influence only if granted your belief. Therefore, do not permit fear to be your compass. Let faith erect the bridge conveying you to your grandest, truest, most realized form. Believe in yourself, in your destiny, and in the one who formed you as your unyielding bedrock for bold steps. Accept that you occupy the correct location at the proper time, even when trials challenge every part of you. Know that everything has purpose, that your pains are shaping you, not to crush your spirit, but to polish you for the fullness of who you were destined to be. Nothing is arbitrary. Every hardship you confront, no matter how formidable, serves your growth. These barriers do not aim to break you, but to shape you. They are not punishments, but stepping stones for your ascension, forging a higher perspective, guiding you to become the person you were created to be. You can choose to see them as blockades or as rungs in a ladder. The difference lies not in the situation, but in your perspective. You cannot control every external event, but you can control your reaction. You can decide whether adversity defeats you or fortifies. If He planted you in this era, breathed life into you, ignited an aspiration in your depths, it signifies you are never an accident. Your future is not random, but meticulously charted. Each trial has positioned you for this very threshold. Now is not the moment to teeter in hesitation, nor to fixate on flaws. The one who initiated your call will finish it. You do not need every query resolved or every resource pre-collected. You require a solitary virtue: resolve. The resolve to step forth, believing you are not insignificant. You are not forsaken, not peripheral to your Maker. You are part of a far grander plan, an essential tile in the mosaic the Almighty is crafting. None can occupy your spot, nor discharge the role destined solely for you. Thus you cannot tarry. Fear must not ensnare you. Voices of doubt cannot drown out the truth. Look back at the road behind you, the tests bested, the pitfalls avoided, the anguish surmounted. Then question no longer whether you should proceed. Your track record of triumph reveals your readiness. Why else would the adversary assault you so fiercely, if not for the magnitude of your calling? Let your memory fortify you. Let your storied perseverance be your armor. Recall the countless times you brushed yourself off after being thrust down. Understand that if your spirit endured those moments, it can surely endure what lies ahead. Accept that you are more prepared than you suspect. Now, inhale deeply. Exhale tension. Dismiss every thread of worry. Quell each false voice that once decreed you lacking in some way. The entire cosmos testifies that you are destined for greatness. No second remains for bowing to illusions. No moment for postponing your summons. You have endured the fire. You have emerged refined, not broken. Observe the brand you carry. It is not the scar of a mistake, but a token of transformation. You stand a refined being, shaped through struggle, a conqueror tried by flame. Reflect on when you hovered on the brink of giving in, yet rose again. Those were not mere accidents. Those episodes validated your capacity, your purposeful design, your unwavering potential. Doubt no more. Step into your rightful station with unwavering determination, fully conscious that you stand on holy ground, that your calling is sanctioned from the highest authority, that you have been validated by the one who never errs. No mortal comment can annul your worth. No collective condemnation can derail your path. Those who fail to perceive your light are not the ones who ignited it. Those who question your mission did not author it. As you step into your role, certain bystanders will cast stones of criticism. Some will try to unnerve you with their unbelief. But you must not allow them to shape your identity. They are uninformed, for they did not call you. They do not equip you. The words of naysayers hold no authority. Your calling is from the one who transcends human limitation. Those who do not grasp your essence will strive to trivialize you, for your very presence intensifies their emptiness. Nonetheless, you cannot yield. You must not waver. The revelation stands. Once you uncover your truth, you cannot act as though you do not know. The season has arrived. No more deliberation, no more excuses, no more stalling. Everything is converging swiftly. No chance exists for turning back. You have come too far, endured too much, matured excessively to linger now. Release your apprehensions. Open your heart wide. Prepare yourself, for every hindrance is being removed. Hesitation has no place. The path is opening. Act now, with the faith that if I am orchestrating, you shall not stumble. If I am the doorkeeper, nobody can shut it. You can no longer loiter, wishing for more clarity, because readiness is an illusion. Those who do great things seldom feel prepared initially. They leap, trusting the net will appear. You see, strength emerges in action, not in waiting idly. I have prepared you. I have refined you in storms you thought impossible to overcome. Yet you live, you inhale, you speak. That proves the enemy's failure to extinguish you. Now you must discard fear. You must claim what is yours. Rewrite your perspective of the past. Do not treat the wounds as worthless. View them as markers of progress, testaments of resilience, not burdens shackling you. Each sorrow is your teacher, each downfall an invitation to grow. Let them remind you that you did not disintegrate under adversity. The enemy's plan to devour you failed. Thus, fear has no further legitimacy. Move forward, certain that every resource necessary is within your reach. You need not rummage beyond yourself for might, wisdom, patience, or valor. They are already embedded in your spirit, waiting to be unleashed. You may yet face locked entries or hostility from unexpected corners, but do not interpret such difficulties as signs of defeat. Even if the entire planet stands against you, they cannot frustrate what I have named you to accomplish. The one I uplift is unstoppable, so long as they refuse to surrender what I gave them. This anointing on you is not extraneous. It is no random stroke. You were never given such authority simply to lead a commonplace existence. In this precise hour, I awaken you so you might embrace it fully. Arise, child of destiny, propelled by unwavering conviction. Return your focus to the battles conquered, the times you overcame, the mountains you scaled through sheer faith. These experiences were not incidental, but instruments to shape you into someone unbreakable. You have glimpsed betrayal, heartbreak, and hostility. You have wrestled with gloom and fear. Even so, observe how you still stand, how no force obliterated you. That is not luck but design. I see your doubts, your nights of questions, your tears in silent corners. Yet I have always held you. I breathe new life into your tired bones, new determination into your fainting heart. You need not shrink or question anymore. Yes, you have endured a forging process. Each difficulty was like a smith's hammer on metal, not meant to ruin, but to forge you with unwavering integrity. Now that forging is nearly complete, and it is time for you to accept your new shape, a shape strong, unyielding, and readied for use in my hand. You are not an afterthought in the cosmos. Your presence has been deliberated from the start, each minute carefully orchestrated. If only you realized how meticulously your life has been planned, you would never again yield to fear. Understand, every aspect is set. I have arranged your path. Your sole duty is to step forward. Let your old self fade, the self riddled with anxieties, regrets, and insecurities. Let the new self emerge, forged in tribulation, tempered in adversity, and prepared for greater tasks. Child, you are no longer broken. You are fortified, shining, and unstoppable. No adversity can stand in your path if you maintain belief in the one who brought you here. You may encounter giants, but they will fall. You may see obstacles, but they will crumble. I have intended for you not to cower in timidity, but to stand unwavering on the stage of the life I gave you, certain of victory. The adversary knows it, tries to disguise it, but the truth cannot be hidden any longer. You have awakened. Now you realize you were called, you are unstoppable, and the illusions that once contained you are now powerless. So move, child. Advance in your assignment. Unleash the potential within. No more deferral, no more days squandered. There is a mission pressing upon your soul, and your answer cannot be delayed. People await your awakening. Souls anticipate your boldness. Heaven and earth await your resolve, for you are part of this crucial hour. Cease dwelling on how others will perceive you. Some will cheer you on, while others may doubt or scorn. They do not shape your path. They have no bearing on the calling I authored. You do not exist for their comfort. You are meant to fulfill a plan infinitely bigger than personal reputation. Often, those who lack comprehension resist or ridicule. Yet you must press on, eyes fixed on my truth, not on the masses' fleeting praise or blame. You have glimpsed the illusions that once held you captive. You have recognized your identity. That knowledge is irreversible. Let your convictions be unwavering. Let no insecurity disturb your focus. The transformation you sense within is real. You are not who you were before. Now you walk in alignment with your true essence. Your destiny is near. The mantle is upon you. Step boldly, for the stage is yours. Heaven sees, darkness trembles. It remains your choice. Continue with your prior life, subduing the echoes inside, or heed the beckoning, stepping into your foreordained future. Fear might whisper that you are inadequate, that you do not have all you need. But recall, I do not pick the flawless, I perfect the chosen. I do not wait for your readiness, I empower you along the way. So push aside every lingering doubt. Step across the boundary. Once you have glimpsed the truth, you cannot feign ignorance. Time is pressing. You have already lingered too long. It is time to stride forward wholeheartedly, clinging to the call you have known all along. For if you do not respond, the emptiness in your spirit will remain, for you were built for more. And once you taste the beginning, you will recognize that this is your rightful path. The time is now. Go forth, child. Pursue the inheritance that bears your name. The upcoming days may bring quakes, upheavals that overturn your routines. But do not panic. I remain your constant. The illusions you once believed might disintegrate, yet that is necessary so truth can flourish. This disassembling is not an end, but a recreation, leading you to walk in authenticity, to stand firm and guide others likewise. The adversary dreads this, for once you open your eyes completely, he loses his hold. He senses your readiness, your departure from old lies, so he will attempt every final trick, each distraction, each temptation. Be not shaken. Resist entertaining his voice. Remain anchored in what I have revealed. Overlook the clamor. Concentrate on the call. You have glimpsed your reflection, recognized your identity, tasted your strength, and realized you no longer yield to manipulation. Let that knowledge empower you. In your steadiness, you shall stand tall. No wave of tumult can drown you, for I have secured your steps. No matter the scale of transformation, you will not be lost. You are not a random observer, but a vital participant in this revelation. You are the child of conquerors. You bear the essence of eternal victory. So cast aside all hesitation, every past lie that sought to diminish you. Stand unwavering in the place I have assigned. The anointing upon you is not subject to revocation. The promise of your future cannot be reversed. The moment for your unveiling has dawned. Know that with each forward step, I am with you, ensuring your place is undisputed, orchestrating your every success. Do you feel it now? The earth quakes because a soul has awakened to their identity. Darkness quivers because you no longer flinch. The illusions that once bound you are scattered. My precious child, the final illusions have shattered, and you stand free. Step onward with assurance. The future you once only envisioned is calling. Listen closely to your heart's prayer, offered in unwavering trust. Lord, prepare my heart for whatever shall be disclosed. I understand that accepting this truth may be difficult, but I believe you have appointed this time for me. Bestow your calm in every tempest, stability in every tremor, and bravery to confront the revelations to come. May your radiance envelop me so I never yield to fear, but hold tightly to faith in your steadfast presence. Lord, grant me clarity for discerning truth amid chaos. Allow your voice to rise above the noise. When hidden things emerge, give me the insight to interpret them as you intend. Guard me from responding in terror, but instead with trust in your plan for me. I know that what approaches may turn my life inside out. Help me to welcome truth, seeing it as part of your unfolding destiny. Lord, provide me courage to remain, even if the truth shakes me to my core. Spare me from defeat. Let your love and might undergird me, granting resilience in the face of every revelation. Keep me from succumbing to panic. Show me all that is shown is for my ultimate benefit and for your supreme glory. My Lord, guard my soul while I approach this critical hour. Protect me against deceptions, bewilderment, and any stumbling block. Surround me with a holy shield of divine fire so that nothing can steal my trust in you. I recognize the enemy is unsettled because truth is about to surface, but I rest assured you have paved my path toward triumph. Lord, I acknowledge this season is pivotal. Nothing can forever bury the truth. Human hearts are fragile, easily swayed by colossal matters, so I plead for endurance, that I might not be unsettled by the revelations. Regardless of what transpires, I will not pull back. I will not escape. I will not doubt your hand on my life. Lord, during this unveiling, let me see what you yearn for me to see. Shatter all illusions, so my eyes glimpse the essence beneath appearances. Envelop me with divine wisdom, so emotions and fear do not steer me, but only the purity of truth from you. Help me to differentiate reality from falsehood, to discern clearly what belongs to you and what the adversary has sown. Lord, I do not want to traverse this stretch alone. Direct my actions, govern my words. If I waver, remind me. You commissioned me for this hour. If I grow afraid, soothe me with the reminder you have triumphed already. I refuse to rely on my judgment alone. I invite your voice of truth into every choice I make. Lord, I believe the revelations ahead will not be simple, yet you never present me trials without accompanying me. So I request fortitude, the fortitude to withstand and obey, to persist unwavering once the truth erupts. You have conditioned me for this time, and with you, I cannot fail. Lord, amid the chaos, I implore you for unassailable peace. Even when truth jolts me, keep me secure beneath your wing, safe from fear's corruption. Let me remain calm, not disturbed by the words I hear, but anchored in your safeguarding presence. Lord, empower me to be receptive to each unveiling. Dispel any rebellious response. Keep me from resisting the truth. Teach me to humbly surrender to your strategy, even when I do not fully grasp it. I do not wish to miss what you are orchestrating. Help me remain open-hearted for all you are preparing. Lord, I realize what is imminent might overturn my world, yet I also understand you control it all. Strengthen my trust in everything. Though the road ahead may remain unknown, I rest in your everlasting faithfulness. Your intentions for me are righteous and glorious. I choose to entrust myself to you. Lord, when conversations come and truths are spoken, do not let me disbelieve my own worth. Steer me from questioning whether I hold a legitimate role in your plan. Remind me you picked me, situated me at this crossroads, at this precise juncture. I am not an accident. I carry a place in your will. Lord, when secrets unfold, grant me knowledge of how to proceed. Illuminate my decisions, my speech, and my reactions, so I do not yield to rashness but stay guided by heavenly discernment. My God, erect a shield around me, a citadel of unwavering love and truth where no force can shake me. I know darkness quakes because truth is coming, but I am certain you walked before me. Beloved Lord, you are the beacon that penetrates the night, the unerring path steering me through every labyrinth. I kneel in humility, imploring you to guide me in honesty. This realm brims with duplicity, yet I turn my eyes to your brightness, unclouded by deceit. Only in you abides truth and timeless affection. Lord, I relinquish my frailties. Should I drift, draw me near. If I fall, lift me high. When I tire, replenish me. I refuse to pursue my own methods. Mold my heart to reflect your purity. Endow me with integrity, unwavering belief, and a soul firmly rooted in righteousness. Let my feet pace solely where you direct, on the tracks of honor and virtue. May my gaze remain fixed on you, unswayed by worldly temptations. Though times change, though challenges loom, I choose to walk behind you, never loosening my grasp on your hand. My beloved child, what you have just heard was not a message, it was a divine moment, a holy interruption, a confirmation you'd know you were waiting for. But this is only the beginning. I have more to say to you, more layers to peel back, more light to pour in, more strength to place upon your shoulders. So come back, not just for words, but for transformation. Let this be your sanctuary, your signal fire, your reminder that you are not alone. Subscribe, not out of habit, but to remain in tune with my voice. Turn on every alert, not for the algorithm, but for alignment, for timing, or preparation. And when you share these words, do so with boldness, for someone else's freedom may be waiting on your obedience. Each message here will unlock more. I am not finished revealing, healing, restoring, and awakening you. Return again and again, and you will not leave the same. I will meet you here, I will speak, and each time I will draw you closer to the destiny I've always prepared for you. Amen.